What is going on, everyone? What's up, Ant? Jim, how you doing? Victor, what's going on? All right, so weakness here in pre-market. SPY down 0.06%, Qs down 0.08%, which I'm surprised because most of tech right now is down a lot. So Qs, right? We had this lower high, higher low pattern here. Taking a break from hurricane prep. Sweet. So we're still in this wedge here on Qs, right? Higher lows, lower highs. If it can break out back over 367.71, we got a lot of room to run. So that's what I'll be looking at today on the Qs. IWM pushed up to the resistance here, ended up reclaiming, pulling back a bit, kind of flagging a bit here. All right, if it can break back over that 186.34 level, should push to the upside. SPY also, right, still in this big wedge, right, rejected multiple times, higher lows. We had a triple top yesterday, right around that resistance there, around 443.21 or so. Broke through it here, but rejected. Right, we got a pretty solid support below. Resistance acted as a double, triple bottom. And now we're kind of back in that range. Okay. So if it's in this range, it's just going to chop. It either needs to break through to the upside or to the downside. Right, so if it can break below this 440.9, we'll see some move to the downside. And if it can break above the triple top, I think we test 445. We'll keep an eye on Meta. Also at open, we're sitting right above a solid support, right? Previous resistance, support. Higher lows, lower highs, flagging. Started to break out end of day, pulling back here a bit in pre-market. But if Qs can gain some strength and push through, I like Meta. I do like Meta. Microsoft also, it's flagging right into the support, so you got to watch that, but it is getting very close to that bottom. Can break down. Definitely break down. PayPal, right, higher lows, lower highs, same thing as most of the other charts here. I broke through this resistance, retested, continued. If it can break through, this resistance around 61.96 or so, it's going to push up to 62.37, and then once that breaks, we have a gap to fill to the upside. Okay. How did everyone do yesterday? BABA, I was liking this yesterday, but we're up 1.1% pre-market. We can keep an eye on it. I really don't like to play these gap ups, though. All right, so we have this previous support. Was a resistance, was a support, was a resistance, acted as a resistance here as well. So we'll have to see how this opens up and how the price action moves right at open. But, I mean, it looks pretty solid. It's definitely found some, support, and it's starting to work its way back up. Google, right, solid play. We had this resistance, support, double bottom. We start to curl through and break up. And now it's up almost 0.6% pre-market. It's the only name here that I have green. I guess because, let's see, they're collaborating on generative artificial intelligence technology. So, Google Cloud. Up a bit there. Tesla, I swung some contracts. I have, what do I have, like 3 left, I think. Yep. Higher lows, lower highs. It is down 0.6% pre-market, so it needs to hold this low. If it doesn't, it's going to drop down and push 235 or lower. AMD sitting right at the support. It is a bear flag, so I wouldn't, not yet. I wouldn't get in these now. If anything, I'm going to cut. It is a pretty solid bear flag, right? Lower highs, higher lows. Here's the flagpole, right? If I flip this inverse, everyone's playing this to the upside, right? If it looked like this, everyone's playing for a breakout to the upside here. So don't have that problem of not being able to see bearish moves. You know, not saying it does break down, which, you know, could. Or not saying it does break up, it could, right? But this is more probable to go to the downside. So we'll have to watch that to see, you know, when we'll cut that. One thing I want to mention about this AMD play, guys, you got to expect to lose trades. I mean, everyone, you know, one loss and it's like World War III. You know, I'm like 11 and 2 in my last 13 trades. You know, you can't let one loss dictate your entire account. Okay, if one loss is too big and you're feeling emotional about the trade, guys, you gotta fix that. If you're not fixing that issue, you're not gonna be trading. You're gonna lose all your money. Okay, and you know, one loss and you know it's like 30 people leave the group. It's unbelievable. So, you know, their loss. Amazon, let's take a look. So Amazon's flagging, right? Higher lows, lower highs, started to break out end of day. Definitely looks solid. It's definitely stronger than most tech names here too. We'll keep an eye on this, but we do have a previous double top here up above. Move that up a bit too. Apple's even here in pre-market. We pushed up to this double top, and now we have 3 rejections at that 180.2 level. Okay. I'm trying to teach traders not spoon feed. Yeah, definitely. What about 10 losses in a row? Well, then you have an issue with your trading style. You should never have 10 losses in a row. Yeah, Matt, 100%. Guys, I don't care if someone's in the group or not. I really don't. I'll make money myself through real estate and my own trading. It's more for the benefit of you. I don't day trade live for, you know, just for my own sake. All right, so this is me trying to teach you how to trade. You know, if you're not going to take the tips, good luck. NVIDIA, multiple bounces off this low, 452.6 or so, right? Support was a resistance. We kind of started flagging here below. We have a double top too. I kind of like the look of this. But it is down 0.6% pre-market. So if this does drop below, we could get a retest of that 452. This also could kind of be like a head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, potential right shoulder. Right, if I inverse this, people would say, you know, oh, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. You know, I could also kind of draw it like this. Right, that looks pretty solid. So we'll keep an eye on that. Little rising wedge. I do like that. That definitely looks pretty bearish. But we'll have to watch Qs, because if Q starts to push, right, NVIDIA is not going to want to break down. But this does look pretty solid to the downside. Right into that resistance. So, yeah, I do like that a lot. What question did you guys got? Or what charts are you guys looking at today? You're looking at SPY. Yeah, I mean, SPY, we just need to break through that triple top, right? I mean, we have 3 rejections, or 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 at 443.2. Yeah, that's a great idea, Rusty. If you could trade by yourself, absolutely. You know, it's never a bad idea to be part of a community, but you don't want to let other people, you know, swing your emotions, right? Which could be like the toxic thing of, you know, being in a community, right? Everything has its pros and cons, right? Everything has its pros and cons. Tesla, yeah, Tesla's just in this range, right? It's right in the middle of that flag. So got to see what happens at open. Can I check hood? Sure. Yeah, so definitely creating this bearish wedge here. Looks pretty solid, honestly. That's a solid bearish wedge there. Right, you can use that previous resistance as a potential stop loss. Let me do the this one, short position, right? Take an entry here, stop loss at the high there, price target there. 3.5 risk to reward. It looks very solid. This looks good. Good eye, City. I'll add it to the watch list just to watch. Maybe we'll trade it. Hey, thanks, Kenny. Bab is still pushing pre-market here. The yellow lines on the chart, support and resistance you personally charted. Yeah, it's the levels I drew. It's just support and resistance levels. Right, it's where there's multiple touches. Right, resistance, 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 support, 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 resistance, support, resistance, and so on. How do you inverse a chart? Alt-I or Option-I if you're on Mac. Alt-I. Just inverses the chart. It's a great tactic. It's a great tactic. Right, here's hood. You know, if you inverse this, look at that wedge. I gotta bring the inverse charts back. Inverse charts are solid. I do like the inverse charts though. It's way easier to play. No problem, David. No problem. So that's really it, guys. Go through the list again one more time. Let's go through inverse. Looks solid. Looks solid. Sweet. All right. So appreciate everyone stopping by. If no one has any more questions, I'm going to go hop out and set up the Zoom. Hope everyone has a great day. As always, don't let one trade ruin your account or even your emotions, right? You don't want to, you know, that could kill you. Right? AKA that AMD trade that only even went down, you know, 40-50%. It happens. So I will see the YouTube fam tomorrow. Have a good one.